got some rain, cold temperatures today. Kind of not the nicest Monday to roll out of bed and head out the door, really. Sorry about it, but look what's headed our way towards the end of the week and the weekend. Finally, a warm-up. We've been waiting for that February warmth to return, and it looks like it will do so by the end of the weekend and early next week. No 80s, but certainly well above average. Finally, for the first time this month, almost every day in March so far, we're almost halfway through it, has come in below average, which should be in the mid-50s. Out there this morning, a wet start in certain areas. Take note of what's happening through central North Carolina. As that more widespread precipitation lifts off to the north and east, it kind of falls apart and fizzled, just some isolated sprinkles and showers. It's building over a very dry air mass that's in place right now. We've had our winds out of the north the last few days and bringing in that drier air, but it is starting to saturate off to the south in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. Even this morning through Norfolk, it was sprinkling, and we had some light rain earlier as well. And down to the south, more of that widespread rain. A few sprinkles out through the eastern shore and back off towards the south and west here through Windsor, Rushmere, and just south of the river there through Williamsburg, Franklin area. And you go south of the border, a little more widespread, lighter to moderate rain showers here out through Elizabeth City and Poplar Branch. Temperatures, it is chilly out there, upper 30s, low 40s, pretty similar to what we've had all weekend long, really. 43 in Williamsburg, 42 Virginia Beach, and 41 now in Edenton. There's a whole lot more precipitation to go. We're not done yet. In fact, the system that we're going to be watching throughout the day, the pivot in the atmosphere, the low pressure system, is still well inland, just north of Atlanta. It's going to head towards the coast, go over the Gulf Stream, and develop into a nor'easter, taking a very similar track to what the last two previous storms did, bring a lot of snow to New England. And as we pull down that colder air, it may catch up to the tail end of the system and bring us a brief wintry mix here later this evening, well after that evening commute. Winter weather advisories are up to the west and to the south, none currently in effect for Hampton Roads. Watch outlooks on Futurecast here throughout the day. As the storm really starts to deepen offshore, we'll start to see this really fill on in here this afternoon. Moderate to even heavy at times rain. And take note of what's going on here as we get towards this evening, well after sunset, really. You see some yellows and darker greens. With the heavier precipitation with this type of scenario, it pulls down the colder air from aloft, and this could likely be a few sleet pellets mixing on in. The actual line change over to snow back off towards I-95, and that pulls on through here around 8, 9 o'clock through much of Hampton Roads, and the whole system wraps up and pulls off to the north and east and out of here. We're left with the winds, a few lingering clouds, and tomorrow those clouds give way to sunshine, a breezy day, and we'll pop back up to around 50 or so, still below average. So how much rain can you expect out there? We'll average it out, say about a half inch, less to the north, more to the south, could get upwards of 3/4 of an inch into northeastern North Carolina. Then we time out the transition over to some wet snow. 5 p.m. just to the west of Richmond, 7 p.m. around there or so through Williamsburg, and then the rest of Hampton Roads, 8, 9, maybe even as late as 10 o'clock before everything kind of dwindles. How much? Not a lot. We talked about how it would maybe be on the grassy elevated surfaces, a coating, maybe up to an inch the farther inland you are, much less likely the further east you go closer to the coast. So 43 for today, periods of rain, and then gradually changing over to a wintry mix this evening. It will be windy too. Gusts along the coastline could make it up in over 40 miles per hour. 33 tonight, slightly higher tides, that wintry mix early, giving way to clearing tomorrow in the 40s. So chilly the next few days, but we do start to warm things up by the end of the week, and the weekend near 60 and beyond by Sunday.